Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Admire Sandile. In the past week, we saw the former executive mayor of Johannesburg, Dr. Mpho Phalatse, tendering her resignation as councillor of the DA under Johannesburg. One of her reasons that she want to focus on her career as a professional doctor, and she thinks that the DA is no longer using her to serve a purpose that she think it's best for the people through the opportunity that she was afforded by the people to be made a councillor. So people will remember, those who are following, that I once spoke about the way the DA is not a political home for black leaders. Whether you are a professional, whether you grew from the ranks, whether you come from business, I think they have a way of using these black professionals to attract black voters and later dump these black leaders. We saw this, through the ousting of Mpho Phalatse, accusing him of being an EFF mayor because they thought he was implementing EFF policy. And when you check Mpho Phalatse's leadership, I cannot say it was perfect, but he tried to insource security guards, to employ them permanently. We saw a large number of people getting jobs as Johannesburg Metro Police and things like that. So he even exposed the corruption that that the ANC have long been doing in Johannesburg. And was one of the few executive mayors who were very vocal about the city. We looked very determined to solve the problems of Johannesburg, but they got rid of him. So they did that with Phumzile Van Dam. They did that with Lindiwe Mazibuko. They did that with this guy, Mmusi Maimane. So it's not the first time. It seems like they have a strategy to show you who they really are, and they leave it up to you as their member or as the leader in their political party to decide whether you want to continue with them or you want to leave. So I think Dr. Mpho Phalatse was silently fired from DA. She was left with no other option but to do what they wanted to do, which was to resign as councillor, and she is now only a member. And I think a person of her caliber, because she was voted by the people to be a councillor at first. So I think a person of her caliber should just find another political home that seemed to be interested in serving black people and serving the interest of black poor people in Johannesburg and join that political party. There is the EFF, there is the ANC, there is Patriotic Alliance, Action SA, although Action SA now is linked with the DA because we saw Mpho Phalatse going back to kiss the madam, Helen Zille. So I spoke about these things in previous episodes or segments where I tried to put my little analysis in showing that the DA is not a political home for black leaders. Mpho Phalatse afforded an opportunity by the people to be a councillor in Johannesburg and voted mayor or executive mayor of the city. It didn't sit well with those DA leaders. And we saw her contesting John Steenhuisen. So I think there was no other option left upon them than to get rid of her. So they isolated her and they continued business as usual, as if she is not there. And then she saw their true colors and she was left with no other option but to leave. But I think there's a problem with these clever blacks. A lot of black people who joined the DA are those who went to school, are those who stay in the cities, in the suburbs, are those who are very professional and who already have their life set up. But they go to stay in these cities and find things operating as normal. They don't care who started those things. They don't care who is leading there. And then they go there and form or join the DA as members and support the DA. So they think that the only good things or great things that can come out of South Africa, especially through leadership, will be from a white person. And that is not the case. When you check the behavior of the of the DA, I think personally their way of leadership is to make sure that they keep Western Cape and make noise on other provinces and make sure that nationally they maintain their position of first opposition party. We've seen this because they don't focus on other provinces other than recently Gauteng and always Western Cape. And nationally, recently they've shown us their true colors because there was a presentation made to the executive leaders of the DA by Helen Zille, saying that they no longer have a problem with the ANC. And I think that it is because the president is their friend. And they want to eat the EFF now because the EFF is coming for them. Actually, it's not even coming for them. It's going to be number one. So how do you, as a black person, as a black professional, as a black employee, or as a clever black, go on to support a political party of such caliber or of that type of leadership, where you can see that they hate black excellence, even if it comes amongst their ranks, even if these people grow through the ranks of their political party, they are not afforded an opportunity to lead freely, even if it is working for the people. And I think the DA needs to understand that black people are the majority, that everywhere they lead, they are black people. And there's no way that a black leader will forsake their race and try to look for white people only. The issue of bicycle lanes, on all those things, it shows that the DA, wherever it leads, it focuses on white people, and we should see it for what it is and not to be fooled by when it affords black leaders an opportunity to be in leadership positions and start controlling them and start questioning everything that they do because they think it is not meant for white people. So DA now has turned into a political party that defends President Ramaphosa. It is very quiet. We never saw this with the DA back then under the leadership of Zuma. They were very vibrant, always taking him to court, challenging everything that he does, that he says. They were always watching him. Now they are focusing on the EFF and the EFF leader, and it seems like they are not winning. That is how I view it. It seems like that they are not winning. And another thing that I hate about them is that they hate black leaders, whether they come from the DA, whether they are in other political parties. They hate them. For as long as that leader is not associated with whiteness, for as long as that leader starts to work for black people and that leader starts to shine, DA comes in and crush that person. So at least Dr. Mpho Phalatse has made a decision, and I don't think it's late. She can join any other political party. She can join the EFF. I saw a video clip. I think it was recorded before she even took a decision to resign as councillor of the DA. I saw that video clip of the of the Secretary General of the EFF, Marshall Dlamini, saying that she can come to the EFF anytime, which means they know that she is a thinker, she is a leader, she is hardworking, and afforded an opportunity to lead, she will work for black people. So I think we need to see the DA for what it is, and we need to understand what is it that it seeks to achieve and things like that. Because if a person of Dr. Phalatse's caliber is isolated like that, what's going to happen to a person who is there for personal gains, who is there because they have influence? They are going to capture and use that person to only work or focus on white people, which is bad for South Africa. So I welcome the decision took by Dr. Mpho Phalatse to leave the DA as councillor, and I think she should also cancel the membership and look for another political home. I understand she says that she's going to focus on a career as a general practitioner. She's going back to help the people. This is who she is, and this is who she has always been. She devotes her life, she puts her life on the line to assist black people, to assist people everywhere she is. So she's now going back to be a doctor, to assist assist people entirely, and give them medical or health solutions and help them heal. So that is what she's going to do. She's still going to be involved in helping people. So that is her nature. And as a councillor, she wanted to help people of Johannesburg. And the people of Johannesburg, by the way, are the ones who voted for her to be a councillor from a ward. So she has a constituency that trusts her. And then now the leadership of the DA comes in to remove her. We saw that she even had support national because she contested elections. The conference. In the conference, she contested John Steinhuisen. And I think after that, they were angry at her. And then they thought it's another Musimai man. So black leaders, black influential leaders who are determined to lead in the DA are used as projects to try and attract more black voters. And then after that, the DA is going to get rid of that person and make sure that they put who they can control. And when you can check, they want to cause chaos in Johannesburg. They always want to table motions of no confidence against the current executive mayor who comes from Al Jama. So they don't want to see a black person or a black face in a high-profile position doing good. They want to see a person who they support or someone who they can control or someone who is white, shining. And unfortunately, things have changed in South Africa. A lot of black young people have emerged as great leaders, and this has a little to do with where they serve or where they come from or which political party they are affiliated with. People are starting to understand that they need to serve the interest of black people as black leaders. So I think that doesn't sit well with a political party like the DA. This is Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Admire Sandechok. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us grow together. Thank you.